All right, guys. Today we're going to be taking notes on scatter plot. Oh, that's a little blurry. Let me adjust it. So we have scatter plot and associations. So scatter plots are graphs with a bunch of dots scattered all over the place. Okay. So scatter plot and association. Vocabulary. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with vocabulary. Our first vocabulary word is scatterplot. Okay, so a scatterplot is a graph. Still a little blurry. Let me adjust. Is a graph. Ooh, that made it worse, didn't it? There we go. It's a graph with points plotted. Points plotted to show the relationship between two sets of data. On the scatter plot, you're going to find clusters. A cluster is a set of closely grouped data. Okay. You'll also have some points that are far from the cluster. They're far. Those are called outliers. So the definition is a data point that is very different from the rest of the data set. Last vocab word is association. Association it describes how sets of data are related. So like when you say, oh, that's not my friend, that's my associate, that's how you relate it. That's what you guys like to say. So on the left side, data. We're going to draw us a nice little Y and X axis. We're just going to notate things on quadrant 1. So I want you guys to draw points that look something like this. Something like that, right? If this was a straight line, what kind of slope would you say this is? I hope that you would have said it was positive slope. But because it's not a straight line, it's called a positive association. And what that means is that the lines and the dots, the dots plotted here show a positive association. Whatever's going on, it's positive. It's increasing over time, okay? Next one. All right, here we go. It doesn't matter where you put your points per se. Now, if I asked you what kind of slope is this, what would you tell me what kind of slope this was? I hope you would have said negative. So this would be a negative association because this data is increasing to the left. Increasing to the left. And then you have situations like this. Oh, I don't want arrows on this. I need X and Y. Now, this right here has absolutely positively no association. This graph tells us nothing, okay? And the last thing that we're going to include in our notes is what an outlier looks like, okay? So down here, I'm going to just make a little chart. You won't see these very often, but you just need to know what they look like. Down here, if you have a little graph, let's say we have a bunch of points here. Notice this point is here by itself. It's far from the rest of the data. This would be called an outlier. Okay? Let me zoom in for you. That's called an outlier because it's there. Next small little graph. This right here is called a cluster because they're all clustered together. All right, guys, that's it for notes.